And we're back with another episode of Before You Buy. That show will give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions of the latest games releasing. Today, we're talking about Halo Infinite multiplayer, which technically is free to play. So yes, I guess you would consider this video before you download or before you try or whatever. Anyway, there's a lot at stake here, man. You know, it's a new Halo game. And the series, for us, has really needed some fresh air for a minute now. And it's on a new console as well. So the move to free-to-play is a gutsy one that comes with some potential issues, but thankfully the core gameplay is solid and probably the best it has been in a while. We got to talk about the other stuff because there are some issues, but we've been playing it a bunch and we've got both PC and Xbox Series X footage here from both myself and Andrew playing. And keep in mind, we are going to also do a separate video about the Halo campaign. We're going to probably be doing that closer to launch, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But Halo Infinite's multiplayer is still technically marked as beta right now, so keep that in mind, although it seems to be pretty feature complete. What is definitely the most complete seeming here is the raw gameplay. Halo Infinite does not stumble by trying to reinvent the wheel or fall over itself by trying to force something weird and new into it. No, it just confidently is another Halo game. You have the classic game modes, you have fun vehicles, solid weapons roster where none of them really feel totally throwaway, and just some little tweaks here and there to make for a good experience. So first and foremost, the shooting feels great. It feels refined and simple in that Halo way. It's just bouncy and floaty enough with some good weapon feedback this time around. You know, nailing hits on enemies is satisfying, and the weapon sounds, at least for us personally, sound pretty damn good this time around, most notably the rocket launcher. The controls are adjustable, and if you haven't experienced it already, the Halo controls translate over pretty nicely to mouse and keyboard as well if you're on PC. The new abilities are really nicely implemented here. There's the drop shield and an enemy radar pulse type of thing, you know, nothing crazy, but the newer style repulsor and grappling hook are the most fun. The repulsor is like a good force push type of blast, but it can be really experimental for pushing enemies a certain way, reflecting certain blasts, screwing up vehicles, and generally, we've just seen some really good chaos come from it. Then, the grappling hook. Man, I don't want to like shill for the grappling hook or anything, but I think it is excellently implemented. It feels just right, and it has just the right amount of momentum whoosh to it that makes it incredibly satisfying to use to, say, pull yourself towards an enemy, pull yourself away to escape like Batman, or to try to steal an enemy vehicle. I think it's one of the better multiplayer grappling hooks out there right now, at least. Obviously, Battlefields is a mess right now, and I think this comes closest to Titanfall 2's, but it still manages to feel distinctly Halo with the physics-based movement and sandbox opportunities for messing around with it. Halo, of course, is also known for some really great vehicles, and some good chaos can come from it. They're still great to use in a lot of scenarios for multiplayer, but I gotta say, the Warthog, for me, is just a bit too light and floaty. Now, I know Halo vehicles control very distinctly, and they're very sensitive, but I've played every single Halo, and I just think the Warthog this time around flips way too easily. Like, just hitting a small rock with one tire can, like, really set you off course. It's more noticeable in single player, which, of course, we'll cover in a separate video, but I just wanted to mention I'd love to see it slightly tweaked, because sometimes I'm using it, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. What happened with this thing? But overall, really, with the gameplay, the fun factor is there. You can play pretty endlessly just because that classic shooting gameplay is so satisfying. I don't really think they screwed anything up here. The melee weapons feel cool, getting the grab hammer and smashing a dude on the dome is satisfying, getting that perfect kill or capturing the flag one last time just before the time runs out, all that stuff that a lot of us have been doing for a long time now still holds up. Like I said, I don't think they really screwed anything up here. It just feels nicely polished and smooth from top to bottom so far. Now, what are you actually doing in the game? Well, it's pretty simple, like right when you jump to the main menu. There's quick play, which is standard play, and it tosses you into a variety of different 4 versus 4 game modes like oddball, capture the flag, and slayer stuff. There's also also a bot mode that you can access to just practice against bots, which frankly is kind of nice. You just don't really see that type of thing as much anymore in these types of games, and the bots are actually pretty decent too. Then there's also Big Team Battle to matchmake into, which gives you the fun, chaotic 12 versus 12 modes, and Ranked Arena for the hardcore folks. There's also typically an event to access, which as of right now is the Fracture Tenrai Fiesta event, which focused around more progression and random weapons and arena maps. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Straight off the bat, I would love more options here, just in general. Deeper menus, the ability to create more, browse more, the ability to maybe say just choose to matchmake into Slayer playlists only, and full ability to turn crossplay on and off, you know, stuff like that. Because the simplified menu is great for streamlining things, but Halo has always been, for us, about a bunch of fun options and choices, and it would have been nice to have significantly more of that. Also, just more maps in general. Obviously, they are coming. You know, this is a game that's gonna seemingly be supported for a while, but we just wished it launched with a tiny bit more. Thankfully, we have been enjoying almost all the maps. They are all pretty damn solid. Everybody's gonna have their favorites, of course. I don't know if there's particularly totally a standout yet, but there's gonna be a few. Now, while Halo Infinite gets most of its multiplayer mode right, there is one glaring issue with it: the Battle Pass and progression system. Now, the Battle Pass rewards themselves aren't bad. You know, if you're a fan of Halo Reach, you're gonna love it because there's a lot of cool Halo Reach armor set types of things, but really, there's a lot of customization, you know, different armor types, sets, colors, finishes, little icons, all that stuff. There's also a weapon locker where you're able to take all the standard weapons and customize them to your own liking with little skins and trinkets that you unlock. There is stuff to get and equip for sure. The issue is how you earn those rewards. Now, keep in mind, what we take issue with here is subject to change. 343 has already responded to feedback and is seemingly tweaking stuff pretty consistently. So at the time of making this video, XP is only earned by completing challenges and rounds, not per kill or how you do in a match. So at the end of a game, whoever is in first place and whoever is in last place earns the same amount of XP, a very small amount. The only additional XP is earned through challenges. So your game performance doesn't matter in terms of earning XP, which is a bummer. A few of us here have had some really good matches and was awarded first place and just got that little bit of XP like everyone else. It's just 50 XP and that's it, and you feel really shortchanged. Now, there are XP boosters that you can earn in the Battle Pass, and you can buy them, but we'll get to that, that do help, but as far as we can tell, that boost only applies to challenge XP and not finishing rounds. Again, like we said, 343 has gone on record saying that they're listening to feedback and changing things up, but it's underwhelming right now. Like, you know, the old Halo days were not really about leveling up and unlocking too much, so whatever, you know, but this is a modern thing and they've implemented it, but it's a real buzzkill to have that first round where you do really well and then you expect to go up a couple levels only to realize that the XP progression works this way and it totally rains on your parade. It is like the opposite of a multiplayer endorphin rush. It's like a cold cup of coffee. I don't even know. It's like a flat soda. It's gross. Then there's Halo Infinite's first big timed multiplayer event we mentioned before, the Fracture Tenrai event, which happened the week of Thanksgiving. Now, this event comes with its own battle pass, with its own samurai-themed rewards, which all look really cool, but it is physically impossible to earn all the rewards in 1 week. When the event went down, you only earn XP for that battle pass by finishing Tenrai-specific challenges, and seeing that there are only X amount of challenges per week, once you finish them, that's it. Now, we capped out at level 7 over here after finishing all the challenges. Now, the event will return for a week here and there throughout Season 1, which runs until May, but having to wait is kind of annoying. You have Destiny's Iron Banner where you can earn a full armor set and all of the weapons if your RNG is good in 1 week. Having to wait until February to finish the battle pass to earn a cool new helmet just seems like a weird way to go about it. They are tweaking this and they're gonna give out more XP, but still. And again, it's worth pointing out for some older Halo fans like myself, sometimes just talking about this event stuff just makes my eyes glaze over. It's like, whatever, dude. dude, just let me play the game and unlock stuff. Thankfully, you can still do that. This is just kind of like a modern trend, but still. Now, we have to talk about the microtransactions, which has been a whole big thing online since a certain data leak. Now, Halo Infinite's multiplayer is free to play. Let's say that first. So if you've played Apex Legends or even Fortnite and are familiar with how battle passes and stores work, then this shouldn't be that big of a surprise, even if it sucks. Now, that data leak showed all 88 store bundles and their pricing, which totals out to a little over $1,000, which, yes, geez, that's a lot of money, but also, like, who is gonna buy every single item in a store? It's ridiculous because there's some stuff here that doesn't even look that cool. So I will say that seeing a cool samurai armor set in the store that costs real money while not being able to earn the one free one in the battle pass is definitely a bummer. And some things are overpriced. You know, $15 for a katana and 4 emblems definitely seems like a hard pill to swallow. But $20 for a stance, armor coating, and 7 cosmetics pieces is very similar to games like Fortnite and Warzone and Apex. Now, we get where people are coming from, though, with this hate. You know, even though all these cosmetics are optional and doesn't change the gameplay or give players an advantage, at the very least, it's modern, free-to-play multiplayer monetization setups. But as an old person, like, I'd still much rather just have the game cost money and I buy it and I play it and I don't have to worry about these things. You know, I know things are changing. This is how it goes right now, but I don't know. Thankfully, at the very least for us here, it has not distracted us from what is otherwise a pretty solid foundation for our Halo game to last a few years. A lot of these types of games, like with battle passes or progression and timed, you know, games as a service type things, they start off pretty rough and they can come into their own. And that could very well happen with Halo, specifically with how much 343 is listening to feedback. We're really at this point just gonna have to wait and see, but thankfully at the very least, because it is free, the barrier to entry is low, so chances are you've played this on a PC or a console by now if you were really curious. So we'd like to know what you're thinking, specifically just about that straight up gameplay, that raw, good Halo gameplay. Are you into it like we are? Do you have any other small complaints like I do about the Warthog controls or things like that? Let's talk about all this Halo stuff down in the comments, because I'm sure you probably also have thoughts about the progression, the leveling up, the monetization. So hit us with your thoughts. Again, keep your eyes peeled because we're going to be doing a full video on Halo Infinite with the campaign closer to when that game fully actually launches. So for now, all you got to do is click the like button. It legitimately helps us out. Thank you. Hopefully we've been steering you guys in the right direction. It's been a very busy, very long, very intense 2021. Thank you guys for watching these videos. For real, it means the freaking world to us. But I'm Jake Baldino. Thanks for being here. We'll see you guys next time.
Nearing victory.